I am now live. Great. Hi, everybody. So I'm waiting on Engage to join me at 3 o'clock. So as you all know, this is our recruitment week. So Engage will be coming on shortly to talk with you all. So I'll just give them a few minutes for them to join. I feel like all them influencers that are so awkward before an Instagram live, but look, we just have to wait until Engage join the live. So I hope you're all doing well, everyone that's tuning in. So I'll just give another minute or two. Okie doke. I think we have Engage Ireland here. If you just want to request to join the live, we can get started. So, I don't know if a few of you were on already, but there's more people joining. Just to let you know, this is the beginning of our careers week. So we have a few recruitment companies coming on our Instagram stories during the week just to talk to you about their company and what they do. So today we're going to be joined by Engage Ireland at 3 o'clock. So yeah, they're here now. Hold on. Just connecting. Hi.
How are you doing?
How are things? Good.
Excellent.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me. This is really cool.
Great. Yeah, it's great. We have a good few students on. Hopefully more will join in the coming minutes. But yeah, it's great to have you and to talk through what Engage Ireland do, I suppose. So I was explaining there a couple of moments ago that this week is our recruitment week. So it's great to have a representative just to speak with the students, I suppose, and I'll ask a few questions, or you probably have a lot of information that you'd like to give anyways, but it's a great way for students to get involved, because obviously we couldn't have you on campus this year, so everything is online and virtual, so we have to make do.
It is, yeah. It's a real challenge, you know. I think traditionally we've always like gone out on campus and met people face to face, and like everything else in the past year and a little bit, you've had to adapt. So I actually think an Instagram live session is probably one of the best ways. So it's great that there's so many people joined in and yeah, and involved. This is cool. Thank you so much for having us.
Brilliant. Fantastic. That's great. So if you just want to introduce yourself, I suppose, first of all, to everyone watching, and maybe give a little bit of a background of Engage Ireland.
For sure, I can do that. So, excuse me, my name's Kate Mills. I'm a manager with Engage Education. As you can tell, not from Ireland, but I've managed the Irish office in 2015, 16, and 17. So we have an office in Dublin City Centre, and I have a fantastic team there, managed by Rachel Travers and Emma Daly, who are two. One's a secondary teacher, one's a primary teacher. I'm a primary teacher who's taught in England. So what we do is we help teachers really, you know, secure work, teaching outside of Ireland, specifically in England. So yeah, we've been in office in Dublin since about 2008, and yeah, we get to work with some pretty fantastic teachers and just help them with their kind of career counseling, career mentorship, and the actual physical act of securing a job and working and getting paid and doing all that good stuff.
What it's all about.
Yeah, putting your degree to work.
Yeah. Pardon?
I said you putting your degree to work.
Yeah. Very good. So I suppose to start off, could you explain maybe a bit about the assistance your company provides with relocation for students?
For sure. So with Engage Education, really we're kind of a start to finish process for all of the teachers that we work with. So really the first kind of starting phase is just meeting teachers, getting to know you, really finding out kind of your ethos, your teaching philosophy, and then what we do is we match you to schools that we work with for potential interviews. So myself and my staff, we create teacher portfolios for you. We highlight you as amazing primary teacher candidates that schools have to hire. So we kind of package you up super nicely, make you look, present yourselves the best possible light to the schools, and then we secure you interviews. So then you'll interview with the school. We provide assistance with career coaching, career interview, like coaching, making sure that you're ready to do well in the interviews. From there, once you get hired with the school, we then provide you with all sorts of relocation. So what you need in order to know how to move to the UK, you know, the little things about finding a place to live. We offer relocation assistance as well, up to £1,000 per year, which is fantastic. So that's spread out through the year to help with any kind of, you know, small bills or flights home or things like that you know that you might need. And then once you're there, you know, you'll have a mentor in Ireland, like myself or like Rachel or Emma, but you'll also have a mentor in Ireland as well, or sorry, not in Ireland, in the UK as well. Yeah, they'll be there on your everyday contact. They'll be there to help advocate for you for things that you might need in school, or just really give support. So you're supported here in Ireland, you're supported as well in the UK and within the school. So really, when you're ready to come back, we help with all the things you need in order to move back, and just make sure it's a really seamless transition from, you know, from Ireland to the UK and then back home again.
Yeah, that's brilliant. It's great that the support is provided, I suppose, in both, so in Ireland and the UK, so that students can access it. That's really good. And I suppose, like, based on your experience, what would make a potential candidate stand out to the schools that you work with?
That's a really good question, actually. I worked for Engage. Well, I was a teacher for Engage back in 2012. So I've been doing this job since, which basically makes me a dinosaur in the old education recruitment. But that's a really good question, because schools want different things, and schools will be in the UK will be really clear about what they're looking for. But for me as a teacher and someone who's done it in the past, I think the best candidates are those who are open-minded, those who are flexible and adaptable, and you know, who go in and want to learn just as much as they want to teach. You know, the experience of going into another education system is a really, you know, life-changing experience. It's very humbling, and there is a little bit of a sharp learning curve. You're learning something different, and you're kind of, you're as prepared as you can be. You're kind of learning on the fly. So anyone who is flexible, adaptable, has a positive attitude, and really can understand that there's some things about the UK education system that you might, you know, never use again in your teaching career, and then there's some things that you might absolutely love and you're going to keep in your teacher toolbox or your toolkit for the rest of your life. So anyone who is just down with that, then you'll be successful in the UK. You'll have a positive experience, and really, those are the best kind of attributes of a teacher. You know, really in general, but more so if you're going to go abroad to teach.
Okay, yeah, and I suppose, but going back to, I suppose, the support that's to be given, I suppose, in the UK and Ireland, could you maybe explain a little bit more about your company's continuous professional development support for students?
Yeah, so we do a lot. We kind of try to cover as many angles as humanly possible when it comes to PD, professional development. We actually have a team. They're consisted of Jay and Mike, and they've kind of been middle management leadership within schools, and they work for us full time to provide support for teachers who might need it with behavior management or you know, structure, organization, lesson planning, assessment. So we offer support on a ground level, going into schools, helping students that might need it, or sorry, teachers that might need that actual physical support from people who have been there for that. We also provide, they actually host a ton of workshops as well about, you know, of various topics like mindfulness or classroom management, things like that, or SEN, teaching with strategies and techniques for special education needs. So we provide physical workshops and online workshops in that regards. Schools in the UK will also provide a great number of teaching and trainings as well, but we in addition to that, work with a company called Creative Education, and they host a number of online tools and trainings. So if you are an engaged teacher, you get free access to those courses as well. And then you have us again. So you have teachers who have done it, who have gone through the interview process and taught there. So we'll help with your interviews, how to, you know, write your CVs, those kind of first initial stages. We do a lot of professional development and continuous education around that.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, that sounds great. And I suppose, where in the UK do you Engage cover then, in relation to, I suppose, the UK is such a big place. So where are the, I suppose, specific places that Engage would cover?
We cover a lot of geography. So we're solely in England, but we have offices in London. We have offices in East Anglia, which is like Norwich. Peterborough, so like Cambridge, most people have heard of Cambridge, Leeds, an office in Leeds, Brighton, and then we cover a lot of like the home counties as well. So we're looking like more so like Oxford, Reading, Kent, places like that. So we're pretty much all over. We're really fortunate with Engage Education that we work with over 2,600 schools all throughout England. So we're able to work from the approach of, where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? Where do you like? Do you have family? Do you have friends? We can work kind of from that backwards design, and yeah, and kind of meet location preferences, which is nice because we work with so many different areas.
Cool. Yeah, that all sounds great. I just see there's a comment that just came up here on the Instagram. So could I ask what types of work is on offer?
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so there are different types of contracts. If you're looking for your own classroom, there's really two main contracts that you can get. One is full-time. So that would start from September and run to July, which is their school year in the UK. And then there's a permanent contract as well. So if you're hired directly with the school, that is full-time. So that's also September running along to the end of the school year, which is July. Other types of contracts, we do have SEN schools that offer full-time contract and long-term and permanent. And then if you are looking for full-time, but you know, you might not be that organized, you can't start in September, another huge time for teachers to start is January as well. So if you wanted to keep January to July, January to January, that's an option as well. And then it's not as popular, but we do offer guaranteed supply contracts as well. So if you want to sub in the UK, those contracts are dependent on like your time frame, when you want to go. There can be shorter, they can be 1 to 2 years. Those contracts are subbing, but you're paid on a guaranteed basis. So even if you work 4 days a week and you can't find your work for the other day, you'll still be paid for the 5th. So there's some flexibility within our contracts, but I'd say for an Irish teacher, most of you I would assume most of you want your own classroom. You want to get stuck right in. You want your own kids and your students. So I'd say the most popular contract is a full-time contract.
Okay.
Thank you for your question.
Good stuff. Does anyone else have any other questions while you're on? Because it'd be great to get some questions that people may have instead of me asking all the questions.
You're doing
I might miss something. I might miss something that there's people wondering at home. I wonder what that is. So don't be shy, guys. You know, that's what this is for. Thanks, Alina. So it's a great opportunity, I suppose, to speak with you, Kate, because like we were saying before, that if we had the opportunity, we'd be on campus, we'd be able to, you know, meet face to face. But look,
yeah,
we're here, we're doing good.
We're doing great. And you know what?
So I suppose,
oh,
yeah.
sorry. I was just
No,
gonna
you
say
continue. Sorry.
there's a lot of questions that people are probably a little bit too polite to ask too. So I can address like those elephants in the room if you want, if people are thinking of questions. A big one is around the pay. People want to know pay, but it's not traditionally something you ask in the first kind of meeting. So the UK is broken down into 4 different pay scales based on the location. So in London, that's the highest cost of living. So you're going to be earning more if you're in inner London, outer London, fringe area, and the rest of England and Wales. So it's a salaried position, but typically you'll make more if you're living in London and less if you're in a more affordable, like a rural location. So if you're an Irish teacher in euros, you can really expect at the lower end of a pay scale from about 29,000 euro a year to the main pay scale one in inner London would be around 36,000 euro per year as well. So that's kind of what you can expect.
So it varies, I suppose, on location. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I can send, if anyone's interested as well, I can send all the pay grids. I can send my information as well. I'll leave my email in the comments after. But I see a question. Someone asked about ECCE, and someone also asked about Brexit. So I can talk about that as well. So early childcare, yes, there are positions in the UK. They start school in their early years foundational stage. So they really start around age 3-4. So we are always hiring nursery teachers, reception teachers, and year 1 teachers as well. So if you're coming from an early childhood background, then yes, there are positions for you. Brexit. We've had such a fun year with COVID and Brexit, so that's been the bane of my existence for the past year and a little bit. But Brexit for an Irish national, you have no restrictions. You can work in the UK, you can travel to the UK, you don't need any European settlement process for you. You are able to work in the UK restriction-free, which is good news. Very good news. And then, sorry, Nicole has a question. Is it possible to choose location? Yes, it's possible to choose your location. We cover a huge kind of range of different types of schools, but then also in different locations. So everything is very vacancy based. You know, we have to go with where the jobs are, but for the most part, we're really good about any kind of job specifications that you have. If you're moving over with a friend or a partner, or you have to be in this area of, you know, Cambridge, or you have a postcode that you really have to live in, we work really hard to make all of those happen. You know, from a recruiter's point of view, sticking you in a place where you don't want to be, or a school or an area that, you know, isn't going to work, it doesn't make sense for anyone. It doesn't make sense for us. It doesn't make sense for you. It doesn't make sense for the school. And, you know, moreover, you want the students to be happy. So that kind of starts with you. So we do a good job of learning about you, working with you, and really it's kind of like a mentorship. It's very collaborative. So we'll work out all those details about what you're looking for before we even jump into the interview process.
I don't know, are you still with us, Kate? Sorry, the internet, it might be my internet or it might be yours, I'm not sure. We lost you a little bit there, but no, I think that answered the question about, you know, if it's possible to choose a location. We got the gist of it. I think there's a really good question here. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go for it.
No, just about the curriculum. So how does the UK curriculum differ from the Irish curriculum? Is there a difference? I'm sure there is, but...
There is. So there is a difference. There definitely is a difference. It's going to be different. However, the day-to-day teaching that you do is going to be structured similar. Your classroom routines, the style in which you teach, you know, setting objectives and goals, and, you know, the ongoing assessment that you do within a lesson, all going to be the same. What you're learning now at Mary I is fantastic, is perfect. Really, you'll teach to the national curriculum, the UK curriculum, which will be different than the Irish curriculum. And then if you're at the secondary level, they do different exams. So they don't do like their leaving cert, for example. They'll do GCSEs and A levels. So it looks a little bit different at the secondary level, but for the primary level, it's pretty similar. At the kind of early years level, they'll do lots of like phonics learning. They'll do lots of kind of play-based learning as well. And then in their year 3 and year 6, they'll do more formalized testing for their students. So I'd say that those were the biggest differences, but your day-to-day teaching will be really, really similar to what you've been doing, here in Ireland.
Okay, and then I suppose differences in the UK, would Engage help students with that curriculum before they were put out into a school? Or would they be kind of left, I suppose, learning on their own, or would Engage help with that?
Absolutely. We'll support you with all of that information that you need. I'll use myself as an example. When I was teaching primary in the UK, it was a very steep learning curve. A lot of it I was learning, the best way to learn is learning on the go. I did all my research, I did all my research. I got all the information from Engage, I read the curriculum online. But really, when you're in the classroom, the hands-on, that's what kind of sticks. So we'll provide you everything that you need to know, how to access the information. But yeah, the best way of learning is really once you're there, but we'll support you throughout everything. The schools in the UK are really collaborative. Really, really collaborative.
Okay.
So if you're in like a 2-4 elementary or 2-4 primary school, it's likely that you'll have another teacher teaching the same grade or the same year as you. So that relationship is really, really collaborative. You'll share resources. You might even do a little bit of team teaching. You'll kind of work and plan together, which for me as a primary teacher, that was one of the best things about the UK is I developed, someone that really mentored me and looked after me in the classroom or in the school, but then I had access to so many of their resources and their guidance and their planning. So the way that schools are just structured in the UK are really helpful for first-year teachers because you get that access to another teacher who's going through the same thing, teaching the same year group, and that's probably for me the best kind of part about teaching in a UK school as a first-year graduate.
Yeah, brilliant. Guys, is there anyone else who has any questions there? I don't see any more coming in, but I suppose I have another question.
That's okay.
I suppose if you could give one piece of advice to students thinking of teaching abroad or in the UK, what would it be?
I would say just to research your options. Research your options. I think when you have like a Bachelor's of Arts, a Bachelor of Education, a PME, it really is your ticket to the world. You can have a really well-paying job basically anywhere. So do your due diligence, get the experience and go for it. It's the older you get, the harder it is to do the things that you want to do. And if teaching internationally or teaching abroad is one of those things, then yeah, research all the options. There's lots of cool places you can go. I obviously highly recommend, suggest teaching in England first, especially with Engage Education. But the world really is your oyster, which sounds like an Oprah moment. So I apologize for being a little bit too corny, but yeah, go for it. Go for it. Research your options. The UK is so good for further career progression as well. So if you know that you want to take the next 5 years and teach in Dubai or teach in China or do all these things, teach in the UK first, get your NQT or your induction period done, and go and just live the best life that
Live your life. Yeah.
I guess we're on Instagram, so we can talk like that, like hashtag.
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Live your best life.
YOLO. there's another question there. Is there documentation that you'll need to teach in the UK?
Yes, there definitely is. Part of our service as well is the compliance aspect of it. I try not to talk about it too much early on because it's very boring, but we will collect and verify all the documents that you need. So example, like proof of identity, passports, references. We'll need references from your last teaching placements or employment. We'll need like Garda clearance, things like that if you have it. So we'll arrange all of that. Typically we start, if you're starting in September, we'll start to collect all these documents. I'd say around, you know, May, June, July, but we'll make sure that all of that is done and dusted for you so that you can go into the classrooms and just legally start teaching, which is what you want to happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very good.
And actually another question I can see as well is just about our I-Day event, which is something we're really well known for. So thank you so much for bringing it up. I will kind of put a warning that we have stopped it due to travel restrictions due to COVID-19, but we're hoping as soon as possible, we're going to bring it back up. But what I-Day is, it's a 5-night, 6-day trip to the UK for your interview process. We pay for your flights, hotels, some meals for almost that full week, so you can go to the UK, interview with multiple schools all at once, and then go and see the school. So we'll take you into the school, meet the staff, meet the students, just kind of get that initial vibe just to make sure you like it.
Yeah.
Getting the contract. So I-Day is what we're really well known for. It's something that we've run for, you know, the past 10 years. On pause right now, but we're hoping to bring it back as soon as possible.
Yeah, great. Once the country opens back up again, and hopefully with the vaccines and people are getting the vaccines, it'll be a lot easier for people to travel and the world to get back to a somewhat normal, even though everyone says we're living in, you know, the new normal. But anyways, look. Does anyone else have any questions?
Yeah, thanks for everyone who's asked questions so far. I know it's
yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great to just get them questions in, because is there anything else, Kate, that you like, that I suppose if you were on campus that's kind of a frequently asked question that you'd be getting that hasn't been covered yet from students?
Yeah, I think a big one is just about that induction process. So Drogheda, getting that done. You can get it done in the UK. So if you go over for September, a UK school will put you through that NQT year. When you come back to Ireland, you can register with the Teaching Council for your registration. And I think it's probably it's important to note that when you come back to register with the Teaching Council for everyone at Marriott, you don't need to resit any Irish exams or anything like that. Because it's part of your program now, you can go over, get your NQT year, then come back, register with the Teaching Council. And a lot of our teachers do that because it's a fast way to get it done within the year. So you'll be able, once you're fully registered with the Teaching Council, you'll be able to teach.
Okay, great. You can probably see them questions coming in there, Kate. So is it possible to go as an NQT or in first year teaching? I suppose that might link in with the other question that was asked about the Drogheda process over there. Can we do when they come home and teach straight away? So I suppose you can't answer that, but just, is it possible to go as a newly qualified teacher in first year teaching? Absolutely, yeah. You're able to teach in the UK straight after you graduated. It's a really popular option for teachers to go over because you can get that induction period done and come back, register with the Teaching Council. So first year teaching in the UK, schools, from a school perspective, they love it. They love teachers who are fresh ideas, creative ideas, who have, are coming at things with a new way of thinking. Yeah. And the UK schools, they're really big on creating outstanding teachers. So having someone straight out of teachers college or teacher training
is great for them because you're adaptable, you're flexible, they can mold you into, you know, this fantastic new innovative teacher. So they really love hiring Irish new graduate teachers.
That's great to hear. Yeah.
We work, I can see, Aoife, thanks for your question about private and public schools. We work with a lot of different types of schools in the UK. So most of our schools are state schools or public education schools. We do work with some private schools as well. We work with schools that are called local authority maintained schools, academies, independent schools, special schools, SEN schools as well. So if you're looking for something outside of that kind of mainstream structure, we do like alternative schools as well. So you're not limited just to kind of the public schools. There is a lot of different options for schools, all dependent on the vacant hiring. But if you had, you know, if you really wanted to work at a all girls school, then that's something that we could facilitate. Or you wanted to work in a autism unit of a alternative school, you know, we have those options as well. So the diversity in the types of schools is something that makes England a great option to consider.
Yeah, great. Anyone else?
It's I'm just trying to think. I think I saw a question that I missed just about the application process. So
yeah, sorry, yeah, missed that one.
That's okay. It's probably my job to tell you what to do next. So that one's on me. So if you are interested, the process for registering is send us an email at Engage Education. I'll put it in the comments after this chat.
Yeah.
But all you need to do is just send us an email explaining your interest. If you want to include your CV as well, that would be greatly appreciated. And from there, I'll touch base with you, or a member of my team will touch base with you just to give you some more information, a little bit more stylized, personalized information based on what you're looking for. From then, we'll have a more formalized interview, Zoom, Teams, Hangouts, Facebook chat, whatever it is. As we know from this moment, there's 1,000 ways to connect.
Yeah.
So
many.
We'll find out about your teaching experiences and what you've been doing, and then from there we'll create a profile, a teacher portfolio for you. Send it out to all of our schools to secure interviews, and then once you've been offered a position, we'll start the relocation and the preparation phase. So hiring starts, if you're looking for this September, hiring with Engage Education as a company, it starts now and runs until July or August. For schools, the process with schools, they typically start hiring anytime, I'd say after the midterm break in February. Their hiring really starts ramping up. It starts getting busier from after Easter in April all the way until July.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and if you've signed up with other recruitment agencies, yeah, that's absolutely fine. I think that, you know, if you're currently working with other agencies, it's good to kind of see what's out there and see what benefits there are. So if you're transferring from another agency, that's not a problem at all. You can certainly work with multiple, or, you know, shop around until you find, you know, a company that meshes well with you and what you're looking for in your, you know, your personal personality and kind of teaching philosophy.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, good questions.
Anyone else?
I love it. I love it. Well, no, you're doing a great job as a host. You have a great career ahead of you if you want it. If you want to be an influencer.
If I go into television, is it as a host? Oh God. Any other advice or tips for people who wish to apply?
Yeah, I wouldn't leave it to the last minute. Certainly the UK, it's a close option. If you're, you know, looking at going over, you'll want to give yourself at least like 2 or 3 months just to prepare, just so that you can get all the information and the content and make sure you're feeling safe like insecure with your option and you're feeling prepared. So what I say for teachers and when I talk to them is just know your time frame. There's absolutely no problem if teaching in Ireland is your very first option and maybe the UK is your second option. And again, there's no harm if the UK is your first option and a different country is your second. That's the kind of information that I need to know in order to do my job effectively. So work through time frames. So look at your year planner, which we're teachers, we've all got them. We're all planning like 6 to 10 months.
All very organized.
All very organized. Get your highlighters. Mark your calendars. And just know your time frame. If you are looking at Ireland and you haven't heard anything by June, be aware of that date on the calendar so that you can look at other options. Be proactive in your job search. Is really kind of a good way to go about kind of getting a career and securing a career no matter where it is. So yeah, highlight and identify time frames. That's a big piece of advice that I give to all my teachers that I work with.
Yeah, really good. Very good advice. I don't know if anyone, I feel like a broken record now. Anyone else have another question? But
it's okay.
I don't know, Kate, if you want to add.
No, it's honestly like there's so much information when it comes to considering where you want to be teaching, what you want to be teaching. I'm really lucky working with Engage because we have so many supports in place. We have so many we do so many things for all of our teachers. We just make sure they're really well taken care of. So, really understand why you're looking at the UK as an option. Do you have friends that are there? Do you want career progression? Do you want to come back and have your full registration taken care of? There's a ton of benefits to teaching in the UK, and really understanding what you want to get out of the experience is pretty much step one. And
yeah, brilliant. And I suppose, students, whatever they put into it, they'll get out of it as well. So I suppose that's the main thing as well. And it's great. It's a great opportunity as well to kind of broaden horizons by going to the UK or going to another country, because, you can come back and teach in Ireland, but like you might have the opportunity, in a couple of years' time or whatever it may be. So it sounds great, Kate, and all the information you've provided is fantastic. But what we can do is we can add your details anyways to this live, I suppose, and we'll be saving it. And like if students want to contact you directly, if that's okay, to get in contact with your team. I know Rachel and Emma are in the Irish office, so it'd be great for students to get in contact with them and get more information if they are too shy to come on and ask questions.
Yeah, no.
But
it's hard to like. You don't want to be that person, So email me directly. With questions. Anything at all. My job is just a mentor. Like I'm a teacher. I've been through the process. I help you with anything and everything that you need. So there is not, I've seen every question over the years. So send me an email.
And it's great. It's great for students to, I suppose, speak with people who've had the experience as well of being over in the UK and, get that, I suppose, the information from, I suppose, you've been there, you know what happens and how the process works. So that's fantastic. It's really beneficial.
Yeah, and I think as well, we've worked with hundreds and hundreds of Irish teachers who have gone over and had really successful careers in the UK. So we're really, it's really important for us to connect you with those teachers. So maybe someone who's in the same area you want to teach in, or maybe it's an area I grad from a year or 2 years ago. Just having, as much as I can tell you all about my experience, it's probably also nice to have connections with someone that who's been there, done that as well. So we're supportive with that kind of thing and getting, just referrals and, making sure it's, you have as much feedback as humanly possible.
Yeah, brilliant. Great stuff. Okay, so is that it from everybody? Any Any more questions? I think that's it. I think, Kate, you've given a great rundown there of what Engage do and how people can get involved and the application process and whatnot. So thank you so much for coming on today. I don't know if you want to add anything else, but it's been great to have you and your information. And we'll save this video for people to come back and look over if they missed out today. So just a huge thank you to yourself, Kate. And yeah, hopefully students will get in contact and yeah, take it from there.
Thank you so much for your time. It was a lot of fun,
No.
and I really appreciate everything that you do, and like the innovative ways in which you're reaching your students. I hope everyone got a lot out of it.
Yeah, hopefully. That's great. Okay, Kate, thank you so much.
Perfect. Thanks so much. Have a
Take
good
care.
one.
Thank you. You too. Bye.